Bonjour, mes amis. Today, we are going to talk about Chamonix-Mont-Blanc in France. If you don't remember, back in March, we went on a ski trip to France as part of our spring break. And Chamonix-Mont-Blanc was the place. I mean, just look at those mountains. They're so pretty. We skied several different areas, including Brevent, Flégère, Grandmonte, Les Tours. There are several other areas that we didn't get to, and we of course didn't ride all the lifts. So this ranking is going to be of the lifts that we've ridden. Like the last video, each lift will be ranked on a scale from 1 to 5, and at the end we'll have an average score of all the rankings of the lifts. Disclaimer, I'm definitely going to mispronounce the names of the lifts, so if anybody knows or speaks French or knows how to correctly pronounce the lift names, just let us know in the comments. So, without further ado,
Twin skiing lifts and rides, and this is the lift ranking for Chamonix-Mont-Blanc.
L'Aiguillette. This pommel lift links the Tour area with the Valorsine area in the whole Balme area of Chamonix. The lift serves only 3 runs, 2 blues, which are Posettes and Les Esserts, as well as a red slope called Aiguillette, which runs parallel to the platter lift. From the top, you have either 2 options. You can go down to the Valorsine Tête de Balme area, or you can go back towards the Tour area with the Charamillon gondola. This lift is decent, but I do realize that not everybody likes pommel lifts, and so this might not necessarily be everybody's favorite. For this, the lift gets a 3.5 out of 5.
Les Autannes. This lift is a 1992 Doppelmayr high-speed quad. It runs from the mid-mountain to the main face of Les Tours. There's some problems I have with this lift. Since it's the main gateway to the rest of the mountain, lines can get absurdly long, which is especially problematic during the lunch rush. It would be nice if Chamonix could upgrade this lift to a 6-pack, or just build another supplemental lift to even out the crowds. 1.5 out of 5. Charamillon. This 2022 Doppelmayr D-Line gondola runs from the base of Les Tours to the mid-mountain. This lift serves a long red trail called Quincas, which is very useful if you don't want to take the gondola down. Besides that, this lift also provides access to Les Autannes and a couple pommel platters. 3 out of 5.
Charlanon. This 2000 ski rail quad allows you to return from the limestone cable car to the Brevent side if you're coming from the Flégère side. This lift also serves the end of the Cornu de la Charlanon, where the runs are the end of the Charlanon track, which is a red slope, and the blue Tetris slope. Overall, this is mainly used as a transfer lift, so there's really not much lapping involved in this, so I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. La Chavanne. This 1986 Montage Mountaineux triple chair serves the main Chavanne run, which is a blue run, and a few other red runs. Other than that, there's nothing else to it. It's mainly used as a return to the restaurant off the top of the Flégère gondola and at the bottom of the index chairlift. It's also accessible from some of La Trappe's terrain. While I do enjoy the scenery, there's really not much to lap off of this lift. All the other stuff is off of the index chairlift. This gets a 2.5.
Le Cornu. This lift is a 2006 Poma High Speed 6 that services the main face of the Brevent side of Brevent Flégère. There's so much to do in the Cornu area. You got some fantastic cruisers, you can access the cable car to the Flégère side, not to mention the scenery is just breathtaking, oh my gosh! And this lift barely gets any crowds too, so it makes it perfect for lapping. Overall, I give this lift a perfect 5 out of 5.
Flégère Le Praz. This 2019 Doppelmayr D-Line 10-person gondola starts at the parking lot and runs up the mountain and ends at the start of the Flégère ski area. There is a black ski run that leads you down to the bottom of this lift, but it's rarely open, so this lift is mainly used as like an elevator per se. Besides that, this lift is very reliable and does a very effective job at getting passengers to the Index, Trappe, and Chavanne areas. This lift gets a 3 out of 5. La Herse. This 2003 Palma High Speed 6 is the highest chairlift at Grand Monte, and it serves 3 runs: Blanchads and Pilones, which are both black runs, and a red run, which is Combe. Until 2018, an aerial tramway ran alongside this lift, but since it got destroyed by a fire, this chairlift has been the only lift serving that part of the mountain. The terrain is good, but the only thing I didn't like about it was the speed. It was really windy during that day, so the lift was running slower than normal. Other than that, this is a great lift with some good terrain. 4 out of 5.
Lindex. This 2005 Palma High Speed 6 serves the main face on the Flégère side, and it also runs in the summer for scenic rides. This lift has so many different routes to take. You can access the Floria surface lift if you want to get to the main peak, go down Pilones Trail if you want to get back to the top of the gondola, or you can go down La Chenal if you want to get to the Brevan cable car connector. Not to mention the views are absolutely stellar at the top. This lift does get hit with huge crowds during the peak times, but it serves the best terrain on the Flégère side. So overall, I would rate this a 4.5 out of 5. Mer de Glace. This is a 1988 pulse gondola servicing the famous Mer de Glace ice cave in the Montenvert area of Chamonix. Once you're at the bottom, you'll have to go down the glacier by taking several flights of stairs, and then boom, you'll be at the ice cave. A new detachable gondola is scheduled to open for this upcoming season, but it's going to be in a different alignment than that of the current pulse gondola. And also, time will tell how much life this pulse gondola will have left. 2.5 out of 5.
La Parsa. This 2016 Lightner High Speed 6 is the second high-speed lift in the Brevent side, and it also enhanced the beginner experience on the Brevent side. The new lift starts right next to Les Sources and crosses under the Cornu lift, and towards the top of the lift is a smaller platter lift for beginners. I personally see this lift as more of a warm-up or a return to Planpraz, because that's mainly what this lift does. But overall, the runs off this lift are decent, and they let you get some good turns in. So for this, I'm giving it a 4. Plan de Reines. This 1990 Montagneur Palma lift is the longest ski lift in La Tour. At the top is a mix of red and blue slopes, and you can also head down to the Valorsine area near the Tête de Balme, since the Tête de Balme and this lift end right at the same spot. The lift also makes 2 relatively sharp turns towards the top. I understand that some people might not like this lift because of how long it is, but if you know what you're doing, it's going to be a fun time. So I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5.
Plan Joran. This Poma 10-person gondola replaced an older high-speed quad in 2014, and is the main gateway in the Grand Monte area of Chamonix. This lift runs from the main base of Grand Monte up to the mid-mountain, and from there you can access almost every lift in the Grand Monte area. Though this lift isn't very lappable, it does its job really well with spreading out the crowds due to its high throughput. I rate this lift a 3 out of 5.
Planpraz. This 2008 Palma 8-person gondola is the main gateway to the Brevent side of the Brevent Flégère ski area. There is a ski out run, just like at Flégère Le Praz and Plan Joran, but that doesn't open much given the snow conditions. There's no snow in this clip. Because it's a gondola, I can't quite give it as high of a score, but it's still a key lift in the Brevent lineup. Also, if you're in Les Balcons de Savoy, you have to go through the Savoy beginner area. So for that, the lift gets a 3.
Les Posettes. This is a 2019 Doppelmayr platter as a form of egress from the Valorsine area. It is also really useful if the runs to La Tête de Balme are closed due to weather or lack of snow. And you can also access the Plan de Reines and the Aiguillette Poma lifts from the top. So overall, I'd say it's a 3.5 out of 5.
Samaran. This is a 1994 Montagneur Palma lift that serves as a beginner run at the bottom of Les Balcons de Savoy. That's it. Literally nothing else to say. It starts lower than Savoy, which means if you're coming out of Les Balcons de Savoy, you have to take this lift, and it's the shortest of them both. You first put your skis on, you take this lift, you let go, ski down to the Savoy, ride up the longer lift, then you let go, and then you have to take your skis off because you gotta get on the gondola. Lordy! By far the most cumbersome ski experience I've ever had. And not to mention the lift is so freaking slow. 1 out of 5 for this guy.
Savoy, the longer of the two beginner poma platters, this 1962 Monseigneur poma lift gets you right up to the Planpraz gondola, and has a slight turn at Tower 4. Unfortunately, this one has some flaws like Samaran. If you're coming from the Les Balcons du Savoy area, you have no choice but to take both Samaran and Savoy up to the top, take off your skis, and then go to the Planpraz gondola. And it's just a complete utter waste of time. Though this lift is a bit longer and ends higher than Samaran, you're still gonna get nothing out of it. 1 out of 5. Le Sauce. This fixed grip quad mainly serves as egress from Brevin for those transferring to the Flégère side, but has its own set of runs and ends at the top of Charlanon. Though this lift does the job of spreading out the crowds, the run that it serves is too drawn out, long, and flat. Outside of transferring to Flégère from Brevin, you're not really going to get a whole lot from this lift. I rate it a 2.5 out of 5. Tabé. This 2018 Lightner High-Speed 6 replaced 2 doubles in a new alignment, and is the main gateway chairlift in the Grand Monte area. Like Plan Joran, you can access most of the main mountain from the top of this lift, but at a higher elevation. And its lower elevation also makes it perfect to lap if the upper mountain lifts are closed due to weather. I would rate this a 3.5 out of 5.
Tête de Balme. This 1997 Palma high-speed quad runs right alongside the France-Switzerland border in the Valenciennes area. Belle Place is the main lapping run in this pod, but there are so many off-piste areas, which, by the way, the entire Swiss side of the Chamonix ski domain is completely off-piste. Something cool about this area is that this is the only area in Latour to have trees. The rest of the area is just rock face. So in that regard, the scenery was great. My only gripe with this lift is the lift speed. It was running at 700 feet per minute, which was kinda slow, which made lapping a bit of a pain, but other than that, I really like this pod, so I'm giving it a 4 out of 5.
La Trappe. This 1999 Lightner fixed grip quad serves several beginner runs on the Flégère side. Here's a couple problems I have with this lift. Since it's a beginner lift, it gets very cluttered most of the time and often gets hit with huge lines and slows and stops frequently. Not to mention it's a required lift if you're coming down from La Chavanne, so you have no choice but to take this lift back up if you want to get back to the top of the gondola. 2 out of 5.
Overall, I found Chamonix to be a really solid ski area. Even though the snow conditions weren't the best, the mountains were amazing. Like I said in the beginning, there were some areas of Chamonix that we did not get to, like Les Planards, Aiguille du Midi, and a few others. We only had 4 days in the Chamonix area, so we didn't have a ton of time to fully explore every single thing, but we explored as much as we could. And during that same trip, we spent a day in Cornu, which, by the way, the lift ranking will be coming soon. It will be in the same format as this one, but there's not going to be a lot of lifts in there because we only recorded 8 out of 16 or 17. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and let us know your thoughts about Chamonix in the comments. Until next time.